10,000 BC, the first people, also known as cavemen, began to inhabit in a little area. They built tools and hunted for food. Year 700, domesticated animals started appearing in the old Brookhaven. This would be the start of having pets like cats and dogs. 1,000 early generations of Mr. Brookhaven's family began to move into old Brookhaven. They were travelers and thought this place was beautiful. 1635, the first monarch of Brookhaven, also known as Bookia. 1700, the Queen died and her son Theodore I took over. 1865, the first cowboys appear in Bookia, but not for long. They disappeared in 1887. 1875, Philip Brookhaven was born. This was around the time of the last monarch in Bookia, and Bookia began not to exist anymore. 1919, Mr. Brookhaven began to start planning out the construction of Brookhaven. 1920, Brookhaven is being built by Mr. Brookhaven in America. 1921, the first house in Brookhaven is built. 1922, the first horse in Brookhaven. 1923, the First Lady of Brookhaven. 1926, the first baby is born in Brookhaven. 1927, Mr. Brookhaven hires builders to construct St. Luke's Hospital. 1928, the first citizens moved to Brookhaven. 1929, the first grocery store is built. The police station, fire station, and town hall is also built. 1930, the first car is built, and 1931, the first car crash happened. 1932, the first successful surgery happened. 1939, the Second World War happened, and people from Brookhaven are being drafted. 1945, the war is over and Brookhaven will be great again. 1947, Mr. Brookhaven dies at the age of 72. 1947, Mr. Brookhaven's son is now mayor and built the first school. 1948, the First Lady of Brookhaven. Ms. Brookhaven died at the age of 73. 1971, Mr. Brookhaven Jr. built the arcade, ice cream shop, Club E, hair salon, and apartments. He also improved the grocery store. 1975, the first gas station is built. 1976, the Auto Mall is built, and the movie theater. 1977, Happy Burger and the TV station are built. 1981, the metros are built, giving home to a new transport system. 1995, the Brookhaven Bank is robbed, leaving citizens in debt. 2000, the first service station in Brookhaven is built. 2001, the first bus stop is made. 2008, the memorial fountain is made in memory of Mr. Brookhaven Jr. 2010, Brookhaven is sold to John Goodman for $250 million US. 2012 to present day, John Goodman is mayor. 2013, John Goodman hires builders to construct skyscrapers in Brookhaven. 2020, the skyscrapers have been built, and John Goodman throws a party to celebrate. But then, a hitman and sent from Bloxburg sneaks on the hospital roof and shoots John Goodman. This started the Bloxburg and Brookhaven War. 2020 to 2022. The Bloxburg and Brookhaven War carry, but Brookhaven has a plan to win. 2023. A new mayor takes over and orders the citizens to clean up after the war. 2026. The citizens of Brookhaven have almost cleaned up the mess created by the war. Many lives were lost. 2030. Brookhaven competes in the Robloxia Olympics. 2032. A tornado hits Brookhaven. Will they survive? 2032. The tornado hit Brookhaven, killing many people. destroying houses and businesses. It was a tragedy. 2033. The cleanup of the tornado took ages, but everyone wanted to help recover the town. 1934. After the cleanup, the mayor, Craig Davis, hired extra security so he wouldn't get shot, unlike John Goodman. 2034. The mayor decides to bring back Burger Barn, a popular restaurant that was discontinued due to not enough cash. This can bring more tourists, as Burger Barn was loved. 2037. The Brookhaven underground bank vault was made. This made it harder to rob. 2039. The first spaceship was constructed and served as a valuable landmark for Brookhaven's history. 2040. The first group of astronauts from Brookhaven landed on the moon safely. 2041. The astronauts plan a way on how to get back to Earth. This process can take up to 3 years. 2042. The mayor raises the taxes. This caused a riot which ended many people's lives and made the population go down. 2045. Bloxburg used this as an opportunity to send spies into Brookhaven. They spied on the mayor and saw his next moves. 2047. It is 100 years since Mr. Brookhaven has died, and the mayor decides to lower the taxes, as Mr. Brookhaven would not want Brookhaven to look like this. 2050. The riots have stopped, but many people have protested to have the mayor retire. 2051. The mayor had enough and retired, making people return. But in 2053, a virus began and made people sick, killing them, including the mayor. 2053 to 2056. Scientists have been working on a cure, but can't seem to perfect it. 2057. After a quarter of the citizens died, the scientists made a cure, and it was successful. 2060. The first millionaires moved to Brookhaven and made builders construct the South and North Estates. Unfortunately, in 2062, the Bloxburg spies exploded the Goodman Tower, causing the Second War against Bloxburg and Brookhaven. 2062. The new mayor, Jason Carver, boarded a helicopter to escape the war. He flew to a little island called Brooksville. 2062. Bloxburg troops entered Brookhaven and found the site where the mayor took off. They ran up the hill and destroyed the bases. They bombed the camps and left nothing behind. The Bloxburg mayor saw this as a success. He made allies with Livetopia. 2063, Livetopia spies entered Brookhaven from the sea and kept an eye on the Brookhaven army. They would have a big impact on this war. 2063, the mayor landed in Brooksville. This would be his shelter for the next 5 years. He liked the area and thought it could sustain life. The mayor decided to only let Brookhaven VIPs and rich people come to the island. 2064, the mayor drafted more people to fight in the war. 2064, Bloxburg soldiers bombed the grocery store, destroying it. 2065, the citizens of Brookhaven are not doing good, so Bloxburg takes this as an advantage. In the past 3 years, they have been constructing a nuke which can destroy one of the cities. Bloxburg's mayor decides he is going to use the nuke now.
Yes, sir, I see the target. I'm just getting a good aim.
2067. Mayor celebrates after finding out Bloxburg's leader has been killed. 2068. The mayor is out at a restaurant, but he then is killed by a Livetopia soldier. 2069. Brookhaven wanted the war to be over, so some soldiers went to the nuke and planned to destroy Livetopia. The nuke successfully took off and hit Livetopia. 2070, Jim Carver, the son of Jason Carver, became mayor. After Livetopia was nuked, he came up with the idea of the Brookhaven restoration. He decided to rebuild the grocery store after it was bombed in 2064. Many citizens had to order from other places, which costed a lot. 2072. The motel got remodeled and restored, giving it an extra floor and more room variety. 2075. Whilst doing some plumbing, two plumbers found a dinosaur fossil belonging to a velociraptor. 2076. Investors from the Robloxia Museum brought the fossil for $67 billion, making Brookhaven the third richest place in Robloxia. 2077. The Brookhaven mayor is doing all right for himself, and more tourists are coming. 2080. Brookhaven competes in the Robloxia Olympics again and ends up winning against Red Cliff, Bloxburg, Barry Avenue, and Meep City. 2081. Bloxburg and Brookhaven truce and become allies, making the strongest army in Robloxia. Brookhaven is able to organize fun events like Thanksgiving parades, which makes the population bigger. They also do Christmas parades, which bring the holiday spirit up. 2082, the first movie to ever be made in Brookhaven, is being produced. 2083, an election took place against Harold Davidson and Bill Goodman. The results were close, but only one candidate could win. Later on in the year, the new mayor was elected and hired extra security that was better trained. 2084. The worst car crash in Brookhaven happened. It killed 9 people and left 1 person in critical condition. 2085. An explosion happened at Brookhaven's power plant. This caused a blackout. All the lights stopped working, and all power disappeared. Turning of life support, killing people. After months of the blackout, Bloxburg stepped in and offered Brookhaven power, but with a price of $5 million, the mayor agreed to it and purchased the electricity, making the town light up. 2087, Bloxburg's old mayor survived the attack 22 years prior and saw Brookhaven's recent state and wanted to do something. 2088, Brookhaven's Grand Museum opened and had ancient artifacts such as the skull of the last monarch and portraits of Brookhaven celebrities. 2090, Bloxburg's old mayor discovers what's left of Livetopia and the many survivors. He asks them about taking revenge and forming a group called the Resistance.
2091. The Resistance burned down the town hall and killed 3 people. They thought this wasn't the start. 2092. The Resistance planned to destroy more Brookhaven landmarks, but the police caught them, and they were arrested, and the old Bloxburg mayor was put on death row. Late 2092, the restoration of the town hall was in construction. 2093, the citizens voted for a church and a pastor. Late 2093, the town hall was finished and people had parties and danced. 2094, Bloxburg's old mayor was executed by lethal injection. This made the first death row execution in Brookhaven. 2095, a science lab was invented and scientists discovered a new form of power. They tested on it more and it got bigger, and in 2096, the mayor invested $500 million into it. In 2098, after 2 years of planning it, builders put in the new power source, SUP, and in 2099, the project was complete, and this was known as the Brookhaven Revolution.
2100. Brookhaven builds the first car with the new power source, which will help with the environment. This is because it runs on electricity and not fuel, which doesn't cause pollution. 2101. The mayor hires builders to rebuild the fire station bigger and greater. 2102. The Great Fire of Brookhaven happened. This was because one of the gas pumps exploded. The fire lasted for 19 hours and nearly burned down the mall. Late 2102, the gas station known as Rotten Robbie was in the process of being rebuilt. The place had permanent damages and was hardtop build, but citizens contributed to their efforts by donating and helping out. 2105, John Goodman celebrates his 120th birthday, and it has been 85 years since his assassination attempt. 2107, Brookhaven trains their army as they become richer and need to protect the power source. 2109, Brookhaven constructs a satellite and sends it to space in 2110. They did this to improve their economy. This helped a lot, but costed $700,000 to get all the materials. Brookhaven starts to sell the power to places such as Bloxburg. They also help rebuild Livetopia. 2112, Brookhaven becomes the richest place, is Robloxia, and gets $1 billion a month. 2113, John Goodman's great-grandson, Marcus Goodman, becomes the mayor after the previous one retired. Marcus Goodman raises the work hours of the builders to generate more power. They weren't happy about this. 2114, the builders have been protesting for 5 months and want a higher pay. 2115, the mayor becomes paranoid and increases their pay, but only if they generate more power. 2116, the builders agree and start getting more of the power, and they become richer. 2117, the first ever robot assistants are made and are then manufactured and sold around the world after its success. 2118, the mayor becomes more power-hungry and demands the builders for more. They didn't want to, but he threatened them if they didn't do their work. 2120, the builders are working on a place to store power as they have too much, but unfortunately, they power merged together and destroyed Brookhaven, killing citizens and wildlife. This was known as the end of Brookhaven.
Sir, do you copy?
Yes, I do.